Welcome back to Love Unfiltered. Today we are tackling an often overlooked but vital subject: how to support your partner through postpartum depression. This is a journey many couples face, yet it remains surrounded by stigma and misunderstanding. Did you know that up to 1 in 7 women experience postpartum depression? Despite how common it is, many partners feel lost when it comes to offering the right support. In this episode, we'll break it down by discussing what postpartum depression is and why it happens, the signs to look out for, how to provide meaningful support, and finally, when to encourage professional help and the importance of self-care for both partners. Let's dive into this important conversation and learn how to navigate this together. Before we dive into how to support a partner through postpartum depression, let's first define what it is. Postpartum depression, or PPD, is more than just the baby blues. While many new parents experience mood swings, sadness, or anxiety in the first few weeks after birth, PPD is a more intense and long-lasting condition that can interfere with daily life. It can cause overwhelming sadness, exhaustion, guilt, and even difficulty bonding with the baby. PPD isn't caused by one single factor. It's often a mix of hormonal changes, sleep deprivation, and emotional stress. Adjusting to a new routine, societal pressures, and even personal history with mental health can all play a role. And while PPD is most commonly discussed in mothers, it's important to recognize that fathers and non-birthing partners can also experience postpartum depression. The shift into parenthood affects both parents, and feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or disconnected is more common than people realize. Understanding that PPD can happen to anyone, regardless of circumstances, is the first step in breaking the stigma and creating a space for open conversation. In preparing for this episode, I read through countless stories from parents describing postpartum depression as a fog, a disconnect, or even an identity crisis. One listener described it as feeling like I was watching my life happen, but I was too tired and too sad to participate in it. Another partner shared, I didn't know how to help. I was scared. I didn't want to say the wrong things, so sometimes I said nothing at all, and that just made things worse. These raw, honest reflections remind us that postpartum depression isn't just a label. It's an emotional experience that affects the entire household. So understanding what PPD truly looks and feels like is the first step toward compassion and support. Postpartum depression can manifest in many ways, and recognizing the signs is key to getting the right support. Some of the most common symptoms include persistent sadness or hopelessness, difficulty bonding with the baby, irritability or mood swings, loss of interest in activities, changes in sleep or appetite, and then finally, feelings of guilt or inadequacy. It's important to differentiate between the normal emotional adjustments of new parenthood and symptoms that signal a deeper issue. The baby blues usually resolve within 2 weeks, while postpartum depression lingers and can intensify. If you or your partner notice these signs lasting longer or interfering with daily life, it's time to seek support. As you listen to these signs, I want you to think about what they might look like in real life. It could be a new partner crying a new parent crying in the bathroom so they don't worry their partner. It could be someone who seems emotionally distant, even though they desperately want to feel connected. It could be snapping over small things, withdrawing from intimacy, or simply going numb. If you are a partner, try to observe patterns gently, not with blame, but with care. Ask yourself, have these behaviors lasted more than 2 weeks? Do they seem heavier than normal tiredness? Do they feel different from typical new parent stress? Remember, recognizing the signs isn't about diagnosing someone. It's about creating space for help. Supporting a partner through postpartum depression requires both emotional and practical efforts. Here's how you can help. For emotional support, listen without judgment. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to be there and let them express their feelings. Validate their emotions. Reassure them that they're not alone and what they're feeling is real and understandable. Avoid minimizing their experience. Phrases like, just be happy, or you'll get over it, those can feel very dismissive. Instead, offer empathy and patience. For practical support, take on household tasks and baby care. Encourage rest, because lack of sleep can intensify symptoms, so help create opportunities for them to recharge. When it comes to open communication, check in regularly, without the pressure, and be patient, because if your partner is not ready to talk, just let them know that you're there whenever they need you. Finally, respect boundaries, because healing takes time. Avoid rushing their recovery or setting expectations. Small acts of support can go a long way in making them feel seen, valued, and cared for. I also want to pause here and share something a partner wrote to me. They wrote, I kept trying to fix everything. I thought support meant solutions, but sometimes all she needed was for me to sit on the couch and hold her while she cried. This is such a powerful reminder that emotional support doesn't always look like action. It often looks like presence. You don't have to have the perfect words. You don't have to be a superhero. You just have to show up consistently, gently, and without pressure. And sometimes support is quiet. It's folding laundry. It's taking the baby so your partner can shower. It's making sure they eat. It's telling them you're doing enough even when they can't see it. Now, instead of questions for my guests, I want to pose a few reflective questions directly to my listeners. How do you show care when someone you love is overwhelmed? Do you check in emotionally with your partner, or do you just assume they're okay? And finally, are you comfortable asking for help or suggesting it? I asked listeners these same questions earlier this week, and here are some of the responses that stood out to me. One person said, I didn't realize how much pressure I put on my partner to be the strong one until she broke down. Another said, I learned to stop taking her mood personally. Once I stopped making it about me, I could finally show up for her. These stories show us that support is a skill, and it's one we can all learn. Postpartum depression is not something anyone has to face alone. Seeking professional help can make a world of a difference. Now, why does professional help matter? A therapist or counselor specializing in postpartum issues can provide guidance tailored to their needs. Support groups can offer a sense of community and reassurance that they're not alone. And treatment options may include therapy, medication, or a combination of both, all of which can help with recovery. Self-care for both partners. Rest and recharge. Support each other. Make time for meaningful moments together, even in small moments. And then know your limits. It's okay to seek help for yourself too, whether through therapy or talking to trusted friends. Healing is a journey, and support, both professional and personal, can lead to recovery. By taking time and taking care of each other, you strengthen both your relationship and your ability to navigate this challenging time together. I want to emphasize something here, okay? Encouraging someone to seek help is not a sign that you are falling or failing as a partner. It is an act of love. And if you are the partner who's struggling, please hear this. Needing help does not make you weak. It makes you human. Parenting is hard. Postpartum depression is harder. You deserve the same level of care that you give to everyone else. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And in relationships, both cups matter. Today, we explored the reality of postpartum depression, what it looks like, why it happens, and how deeply it can affect both partners. We talked about how to recognize the signs early, how to offer both emotional and practical support, and why professional help and self-care are essential parts of recovery for everyone involved. Now, this is for my listeners. Postpartum depression is a challenge, but with love, patience, and the right support, it is possible to navigate through it all together. No one has to carry this weight alone, and healing is absolutely within reach. Now, before we wrap up, I want to encourage you to share this episode with anyone who might benefit from it. New parents, partners, friends, family members, or anyone who may be navigating postpartum challenges currently. You never know who might be silently struggling, and sometimes sharing a resource can make all the difference. I'd also love to hear from all of you. If you have questions about postpartum depression, personal experiences you'd want to share, or topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please reach out. You can reach out to me via Instagram at loveunfiltered.podcast. Your stories and questions help shape this space and make Love Unfiltered a real community. And, of course, don't forget to tune in next week. We're taking things a step further with a deep dive into attachment styles and how they shape our relationships. From how we communicate to how we love, and even how we handle conflict. Attachment plays a major role. This is a conversation you definitely don't want to miss. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Love Unfiltered. I appreciate you all for showing up, for learning, and for being open to conversations that truly matter. Remember, love isn't just about celebrating the good times. It's about showing up and supporting each other through the storms. And I'll see you all in the next episode.